And hopefully that clearing of the throat didn't start that out.
Right?
Yeah. So,
Ancha.
Solancha, how are you?
Good. I'm drinking out of my Pagosa Springs Bear Claw mug.
Well, you know what I'm drinking out of.
Loud, loose, and last, baby.
Yeah. What are you drinking? Is that coffee?
You know what I did was
Or is that Guinness?
no, I was feeling pretty pumped up after work. I grabbed me a Gatorade. I've never had this kind. Lime cucumber. Have you ever had that?
Nope.
It's
Nope.
pretty
Can't
refreshing.
say I have.
It's pretty refreshing. But I was like, you know what? I need to spark myself with something. And so
Does
I did.
Does cucumber and lime go together?
Yeah, it's like really refreshing. Hi, Bubby. My dog's between my legs here. But hi. Go give me the frisbee. I'll throw it to you. But anyway, the dog never stops. But I just all of a sudden right while I was waiting because we're both on time today and we were like ready to go. And
Crazy, right?
Crazy. Hey, what
And
podcast is this? Number 18?
This is number 18, and I'm gonna knock on wood that
I can't lie, Doug. I've been
we had no glitches.
I've been in groove with the universe all week this week. I've had clients,
nice.
and I'm not patting myself on the back, but I've had clients all week telling me, "Oh, best massage I've ever had. Oh, this was so great." Oh, one guy was like, "You feel like you have four hands when I massaged him and his wife," and he was like, "You feel like you literally have four hands when you're massaging me." You know?
Are you reading that? Did you write it down?
No, but I did. I was going to read you this.
Okay.
I was going to read you this.
Because I was looking at you looking down, and I thought, did he write down all these comments that he was going
to? I was talking about this with another client because they were bragging on me. One person said the words Nirvana this week. I had another person say, they just never have had a massage like that. And I got to tell you, I was kind of like, oh man, people are going to make my head big. But not to spend too much on this, but I was talking about this to another client, and they were like, well, you are pretty good, blah, blah, blah. And I get done with that client, and I look at my phone, and I get this message from this client that says, hi, Rich, just wanted to say thanks again for the great massage the other day. I run sprints on Thursdays, and this was the first time in a long time that my body felt so relaxed, loosened up, and full of energy. I attribute this to the massage. Thanks again. Have a great weekend. And she was like, bragging on me too. So I'm like, I've had so many clients. Like I'm telling you, dude, that's why this is all going good tonight already. Because I'm in one with the universe, Doug.
So can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Did any of them ask you if you had to go back and look up how you massage people?
Did any of them ask me what now?
I was going to make a joke. I won't.
Well, yeah, you cut out, so the joke wasn't good.
Oh, well.
I'm sorry.
If
I had you in the mic, in the headphones,
Yeah, then you would hear everything.
That's coming soon.
So, episode 18, and we are going to tap into some toxic masculinity. No, just masculinity.
20 unspoken rules for men, Doug.
Oh, okay, that's what it is.
These are the 20 I'm going with. I know you got some of your own. You're going to talk.
So after tonight, they're not going to be unspoken.
Right. And I know, I'm positively sure that you have some of your own that you want to throw in there and bounce around to, like, I did.
Well, this one's your ride, man. I'm just along for the ride on this one. I'm passenger.
You said Guinness earlier. I don't have any. I was going to stop by the store and pick up a 6-pack of Guinness, actually, if you drink one, and say to you, hey, real men drink Guinness.
You turned the cup a little bit, and I was trying to look in there, and I thought, what is that? What's that? Yeah, see, it looks brown. but you're telling me
I don't know. I don't even know if I finished. So what I did was, Doug, I made a cup of coffee, and I threw a teaspoonful of rye into the coffee.
Wait a minute. So I'm asking you earlier, hey, what are you drinking in your cup?
Coffee.
I said, is that coffee? And you said, no, I'm drinking this new lime and cucumber Gatorade.
Well, no, I told you I was drinking coffee, but I also picked up some lime cucumber
I never heard
Gatorade.
the I'm drinking coffee part. My bad.
So sponsored by Gatorade.
We're not. No, we're not. We're not sponsored by
Okay,
anybody.
listen. Let's forget about all that.
All right,
Doug,
you
Doug, I
gonna
was
take
trying to
the
say
wheel on this one?
before I told you last week, you can't if you want to live to be 100, you don't watch politics.
Wait a minute. Speaking of last week, the lady we talked about that was 117
Yes,
passed away. Moment of silence.
you brought her up, dude. It was you said her name.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and you know what, Rich? Also, I hate to say this, man. It kind of bums me out a little bit, but you made a challenge to everybody that watched our video if they would
I did.
do something, and none of them, nobody, not a single person, not
Maybe
one.
somebody, Doug. Maybe somebody will still reach out to us after they watch it 4 years from now. So,
Okay, and well, that comment will pop up on one of our sites, and I'll be like, "My God, finally!"
Doug, I don't want to say anything, but I'm going to say one quick thing, and hopefully it doesn't last more than like 2 minutes between me and you. But we watched we mentioned the RNC convention when the Republicans were having their national convention. This week, the Democrats are having their national convention, and I want to stay off politics because I really want to do this 20 unspoken rules of men. But I got to say one thing.
Hold on, I'm rewriting episode 18.
I've watched a little bit of highlights, and I've watched a little bit just to see what was going on. And the funny thing that I've been watching, it's crazy, the whole thing that I think anyway, the Democrats have been in power for 12 of the last 16 years, controlling the White House for 12 of the last 16 years. And
Right.
somehow the only thing, and they're still not talking about policy on this convention, Democrats, 12 out of 16 years controlling the White House. And the only thing they do is try to talk about Trump and how everything was Trump's fault. I mean, he was in there for 4. They've been in there for 12 of the 16, and everything's his fault. It's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And
I don't even.
This is it. This is all I'm gonna say. Then I'm gonna let you say it, and we'll get into the 20 things. But I was just reading this. This is so funny. They keep talking during the the convention. They've been talking democracy, save democracy, save democracy. If you want to save democracy, you'll vote for this candidate we installed after lying to you about the incumbent's health to prevent a primary you could have participated in. Also, the candidate we selected was polling in single digits when she tried to become president in a fair primary. I talked about that before. That's why we had to rig it for her. So get out there and save democracy. Unbelievable. And they think the people are dumb. But Doug, you know who's not dumb? Real men.
Who's real men?
Real men aren't dumb.
Real men, genius.
Before we start, do you want to say anything about what I just said? Or just leave it at that?
I'm at the point where I got nothing left.
I might have drank too much coffee. I don't know.
I got nothing left. At this point, it's a circus, and unfortunately, we're not getting the free tickets to come and sit down and watch.
It's like
we're paying out of our pockets. And
I saw a little bit of the Obamas, and Michelle was talking about how her mom had raised her to never take more than they needed, and blah blah blah. And don't just and they keep talking about the Republicans are billionaires, but it's all these Democrats that are on stage, Oprah Winfrey and the Obamas and all these people that have tons of money, Nancy Pelosi and all that. And they talk about, Michelle's talking about never take more than you need. And they have like 4 or 5 houses and an $8.1 million house in Hawaii and like
$12 million house out in Martha's Vineyard.
I gotta stop. Never take more.
You gotta stop. Listen, and the thing I read said that Bernie, when Bernie was first talking about everything, the liberal guy that he is, he's like, let's stop these millionaires and billionaires. And now his last probably 2 to 3 years, the billionaire is still there, but the millionaire word dropped. he doesn't want to tax the millionaires anymore. He just wants to tax the billionaires.
Right.
So in that case, if I become a millionaire, I guess I'm going to be okay. I just don't want to ever become a billionaire.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not touching any of it. I'm letting it go. What you said, I had to laugh at.
I
mean,
I think it's funny that they talked about she's already saying that she's going to raise the corporate tax to 28. I'm fine with people having money that worked their way up and made money and all this, and like the VP of their party now, Tim Walz, he made fun of JD Vance yesterday during his speech about the fact that JD Vance made it to Yale and went to school at Yale and became something. So let's make fun of people. But anyway, Doug, real men. Real men.
real men. Let's 20 unspoken rules of real men, Rich.
Here's my first one, Doug. Stand up. Never shake a hand sitting down, Doug. Stand up.
Sitting
Stand
down.
up. Stand up. Stand up. Doug, you're all ripped tonight in that bodybuilder shirt. I don't. What's going on with that?
You're talking about rules for men, so I, put on my shirt.
I was positioned neisely, and then I stood up. And now my
And
dog's licking.
now you got to rethink it.
Now my dog's licking my knee. Do you agree with that? Never shake a hand sitting down. Somebody comes up to shake you. You're getting introduced at a table, out at a restaurant, wherever. You stand up and not sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100. I've done it in everything I've ever done. I've made sure I do that. And one of the things that has surprised me is being in position with different workforces that I've been with is that when I go to interview people and they come in and they'll walk in and they'll sit down in the chair and I'll reach out to shake their hand and they'll stay in the chair sitting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, we didn't even shake hands. You just came in and
I
sat
did.
down.
I did a lot of interviews, for people, in my time hiring people, and that was one of my pet peeves too. I'm like, you got to stand up, always stand up. And I mean, I kind of agree with that. Like, in every position, I think you should always be on the same ground. Like I tell people, if I'm peeing in the bathroom, I will only talk to another guy that's peeing. If you're in there doing number two and I'm peeing, I'm not talking to you, bro, until you get done. If we're both washing our hands at the same time, I can talk to you washing your hands. If we're both peeing, I can talk to you. But if I'm washing my hands and you're peeing, I'm not having a conversation. Anyway.
So, which brings me to, if you're American when you walk into the bathroom, what are you when you're in the bathroom?
Right. And so rule number 2 on my list, Doug, protect who's behind you. Fancy's behind me right now. I'm always protecting him. I got your back, bro. Protect who's behind you and respect who's beside you. You like that one?
Yeah, I'm good with that. So basically, look out for those that you're standing in front of, so you become their protector, and then the people that are on your right, and most of the time it's your significant other, or it could be a family member or best friend. Then you show that support, that respect. You respect that person, and they're on the same level.
My dog won't quit staring at me. Finn's out on the deck.
That's to touch into one of those. The thing I've never understood, like if Jean and I are walking somewhere, then if it's on a sidewalk, she is to the inside every single time. Because it's my job to protect in case something would happen.
Yes.
And I see so many times now with younger couples that you don't see that.
Right. No, you got it. Yeah, that's what I do. Same thing, man. Same thing. Rule number 3 here for me is never insult the cooking when you're the guest.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I mean, a real man's not going to go over to somebody's house and be like, this food sucks,
Well, how does that work in a restaurant? If they bring out my steak and I ordered it rare and it's not,
send it back and get your steak cooked. A real man would do that. You got to stand up for your principles, Doug.
Yeah. So basically, what you're speaking about is the hospitality of somebody's home. If somebody invites you into their home, no matter what they're fixing you don't Say rude
Right.
things.
You don't do it. My next one goes along with what you just said, being at a restaurant kind of. So never eat the last piece of something you didn't buy. I'm always like that. If like we're sharing, even if we're sharing, even if I didn't buy it, or if we're sharing appetizers, you know, if there's one hot popper left or whatever, you know, you want to say, hey, you want that, Doug? Do you want that one?
Yeah,
If there's one chicken wing left, you know, I'm not going to take it until I ask everybody at the table. Anybody want that? Anybody? You know, and then I might
yeah,
take it.
yeah. One of the first things I do every single time, even if I've bought the appetizer, is if there's one left, I look at whoever's sitting around the table and says, "Who wants the last one? Somebody take it."
And
So,
like I said,
yeah.
these are just 20 unspoken rules that I think everybody should kind of go by, live by. I try to live by. Rule number 5 here, I think Dad taught us, and I don't know how you feel about this one, but never make the first offer in a negotiation.
Okay, so the art of negotiation then.
Yeah, I'm coming to buy your car, Doug, or you're coming to buy my car. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about that
Yeah.
one?
Well, I think you should always let the other party reveal their position first. I think you should
Right.
always let them
I mean, even if they
make
have a
it
price
see.
on it, even if they have a price on it, I'm not going to say, well, you want 10,000, I'll offer you 9,000. I say, is this the best you'll take for it? You know, is this the low? You know, is
Yeah,
this your best offer? And then if they say, no, I'll take 9,300, then I offer 9,000. You know what I'm saying? You know, just
and that can also work in your work life.
right. And speaking of work, well, go ahead with the work thing.
No, that's what I was saying. It can
Yeah.
work in your work life.
No, and speaking of work, this is a big one. Like with the work thing, rule number 6: don't take credit for work you didn't do. You know, I know bosses of bosses and like, you know, people that are hired, you know, would get something done and then they take credit for the work they did instead of giving it to the employee that did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So to me, that relates to honesty. Um, you can be completely honest with everything in your life. The integrity, that's who you are. You
Right.
know, your integrity. So when that employee or when that family member or when that best friend, whoever it is, even a stranger, when they do something and it's theirs, let them own it. Um, Pick them up, talk about it,
Yeah.
let them own it.
Give them a Homer badge. I mean, wait, that's back to my Home Depot days. Uh,
Uh-oh, are you there?
but yeah, I'm here. What's up, man?
Well, that's not good. We should
Recording
let
stopped.
them own it.
Huh? Did your recording stop, Doug? Douglas is recording the call. It still says you're recording the call. Um. Anyway, that was number 6. Don't take credit for work you didn't do. And so number 7, I'll just keep going because it's showing the recording is
Not
still
saying anything.
it's showing the recording still happening on my end. So I'm gonna go on to
Let them
number
own
7.
it.
Did you freeze up? You've been frozen.